everyone. Well, it's weekly raw food mash night here in the Parrots Are Us household. So I thought I would take the opportunity to share with you a little bit about not only the process that I go through for the weekly raw food mash, but more specifically, what's inside the Thrive bird boxes. So essentially how our Thrive bird boxes work, they really fall into one of three categories. Either contained in the box is everything you need for a diverse dry mix recipe, or for the fresh boxes, it's everything you need except the produce for the weekly raw food mash recipe, or the ultimate box that contains everything you need to do both the dry mix recipe and the fresh raw whole food mash. So the purpose of this video is to show you specifically what is contained in the fresh Thrive bird box. This will give you everything you need except the produce to make your weekly raw food mash. So any of the boxes that are under the fresh category, take a look for them. These ingredients are also contained within the ultimate bird box. So here's a Thrive bird box, one of the fresh bird boxes. So I wanted just to review what's contained inside the box. So you will receive a pamphlet that talks a little bit about why raw whole foods, a diversity of raw whole foods is so important to offer your birds. There's also instructions in here on how to do the weekly raw food mash. And we also include sprouting instructions inside the box as well. So what can you expect inside a fresh Thrive bird box? Well, it's going to depend upon your size bird and which box you choose. But the typical box will have inside some information about why feeding a diversity of raw whole foods is so important. There's instructions on how to sprout and how to put together your weekly raw food mash. There's also sprouting instructions from China Prairie. Typically what you'll find is Top's Parrot Food all-in-one seed mix. Now if you have smaller birds, you might get the Napoleon seed mix. So this seed mix is meant to be soaked and or sprouted. I typically sprout this one through. In addition, you're going to get a sprouting mix from China Prairie. All organic. If you have larger birds, you're going to get the Citizen sprouting blend. If you have smaller or medium-sized birds, you're going to get the microgreen sprouting blends. You'll also receive Thrive Exotic Blend. Now Thrive is a soak and serve or soak and or then sprout blend. I tend to sprout this one out. I mix it in with the all-in-one seed mix or the Napoleon seed blend, and I sprout it through. But Thrive Exotic Blend is a soak and serve mix. So you could simply soak this overnight and add this into your raw food mash the next morning. You also will receive Nourish Whole Food Supplement. So Nourish is designed to sprinkle on top your fresh food. So I sprinkle this on the weekly raw food mash right before serving it to my flock. Now, if you've never sprouted before or you don't currently have an easy sprouter, we highly recommend you purchasing an easy sprouter. We have found the easy sprouter to be the most convenient and effective way to sprout. If you don't currently have an easy sprouter, you can purchase our starter kit. And contained inside that starter kit is not only an easy sprouter, you also get a shaker filled with Nourish and small packages of all of the sprouting blends, including Thrive Exotic Blend. Then also, very importantly, you receive a 1 ounce size of GSE, grapefruit seed extract, which is critically important when you're sprouting. GSE has been proven highly effective to discourage the unwanted growth, such as mold and fungus. We want to just encourage the productive growth. We want sprouts to happen. We want to be able to grow the food and keep the food clean. GSE is an effective way to do that. Inside most of our Thrive bird boxes, there's a surprise free gift for your bird, which will vary month to month. This is an example of one. This is a snack table made by Hoot and Holla Bird Toys. So what do you do when your Thrive fresh bird box arrives? Well, you want to start soaking so you can start the sprouting process. You're going to need a total of about 1.5 days to complete that process. It's really simple to do. So here I've already gotten my mixes all sprouted out and ready to go to make my weekly raw food mash. Now at any time, if you need a more in-depth demonstration on how to successfully soak and sprout, please check out my videos or get in touch with me at Parrots or Us on Instagram. So once your sprouting mixes are all ready to go, you want to get your produce clean. So in my sink I have a mix of lots of leafy greens, some broccoli, some mint, some collard greens, red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, snap peas, some tricolored peppers, carrots, a little bit of celery, just to name a few. So my next step is get this all washed. I choose to use organic apple cider vinegar to do that. So it looks like I have some helpers helping me to wash the produce and get started. Now typically while the produce is soaking, I like to start getting the raw food mash ingredients put together. What I typically like to begin with is unsweetened shredded coconut. I get this from anuts.com. You could also add this on to your Thrive Box order. So I use about 8 ounces. Now I like to start with some of these dry ingredients because what it does, it helps to absorb some of the moisture that might seep through, for example, in the sprouts or the produce. So I got the unsweetened coconut, and next is going to be the hemp hearts. This also is available as an add-on to your Thrive box. So I'll put about 8 ounces in of this as well. Next, I like to add some gray romano tea. So this time around, I'm going to add the Pretty Plume. It's always good to give it a good stir throughout the process. So next, I'm going to add in the sprouts. Next, I will begin chopping up the fresh produce. So here it is, our weekly raw food mash for the birds, filled with lots of diversities. You got your sprouts, your fresh vegetables and leafy greens. We also recommend soaking tree nuts overnight and then adding them also into your mash. You can also choose this as an add-on to any of your boxes. So how do I store the weekly raw food mash? I cover it tightly, store it in the fridge. It stays fresh for a week's time.